Good evening, folks. Do not adjust your sets. It's supposed to be dark because I want to show you quite an interesting object tonight, or item, if you will. And it's this, the Plazmatic X cigarette lighter, which indeed uses plasma to light cigarettes and other flammable materials, but maybe not all flammable materials. But we'll look at that in a second. And as you've probably just seen there, it does have a cutout, and the light comes on. But anyway, we'll cover that in a moment. So, putting the light on. Here it is in daylight. And it's rather nice, quite a heavy unit. Sort of a brushed metal finish with some sort of lacquer coating, which you can see is a bit scratched up. But yeah, we'll just take a look around the lighter and then we'll have a look inside it. So on the bottom we can see it says hashtag Plazmatic X, that's for the young cool kids in it. Twitter and all that stuff. We've got a micro USB socket for charging. Onto the right hand side of the lighter we've got a small aperture there, and there's a surface mount LED inside that shines through, and of course our button to operate the thing. Now this does have a dead switch, if you like, inside, so if this is rocking around in your pocket and you know the button's been pressed accidentally, the actual lighter won't function and therefore won't run down your battery. So I can demonstrate that by holding the power button down and then open it, and you should hear the plasma sort of fizzing and hissing when I open it. There we go, and you can see that quite well in light. Yeah, quite a nice purple colour. Yeah, really weird. You know, I've never seen one of these before. And what I do think is weird as well, I mean, we've all seen those, you know, plasma balls that, you know, you put your hand on and the waves of plasma come out to your fingertips and light up. And you do see it moving around inside that ball, if you know the things I'm talking about. But what I didn't really anticipate was wind actually affecting plasma, and that is really unusual to me. I just hadn't expected it at all, and I can hopefully demonstrate that. If what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the button to start the plasma, and obviously it's a cross shape and it's slightly angled. So if I get it like that, you should almost see like a line of plasma. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it from side to side, and you should actually be able to see the plasma sort of, you know, being affected by the slight airflow. So we'll do that now. Can you see it sort of bobbing from one side to another? And indeed, if I blow it, if I can get this in a position where you can see, you know, it is affected by me blowing on it as well. And you can actually almost blow it out, if that makes sense, if you watch again. Yeah, it just doesn't like that. Sorry, I just knocked the camera there with my glasses, so sorry for bouncing around there. Yeah, really weird, really interesting. Well, I think so anyway. Now, this was given to me by somebody who said, look, it's not working, you know, I was just going to bin it. Do you want to see if you can fix it or you can use it for any parts? Definitely, I'll have a look at that. Fantastic, something totally different to look at. And what I did was I opened it up, and it was not working. I tried charging it, wasn't doing anything. I disassembled it, which we'll do in a second, and I couldn't see anything obvious. There was no obvious shorts. There was nothing branching or shorting onto the case. It wasn't a case of the plasma inside was arcing onto the case. There was no obvious problem with it, and I put it back together, and it started working again. And it's done that a couple of times, but it seems to be fairly sort of reliable now, if you like. So before we take it apart, we'll have a look at it setting fire to some stuff. I think that's the most important thing about a lighter, that it sets fire to things. And I'm using this London ashtray. You know, what better gift could somebody bring you back from the capital of England? An ashtray. Thanks very much. Anyway, right, so we'll just open it, and the first thing we're going to try setting fire is just a bit of resistor carrier tape. So we'll press the button and then put it into the arc, and you can see instantly it goes on fire. Probably shouldn't be breathing that in. Never mind. Next thing we'll try is a bit of lint-free cloth. So you'd hope that it would be able to set fire to that. So we'll try that now. Yep. Again, instantly goes on fire. Now, I've already tried something else, but I'm wondering if how this will go. This is just the end of a bit of plastic bag, to be honest. You know, like heat sealed plastic bag that one of the electronics kits came in. So we'll see how this fares. Now see, it's not going on fire, it's just... Oh, it is going on fire. Right, that one is going on fire. Okay, but the unusual thing I tried was polystyrene. Now, polystyrene, when it goes on fire, is really quite nasty. So I don't really want to be doing that in here. In fact, something I hadn't considered was it going on fire. So if it does go on fire, I might have to pause this video and get some water or something to put it out. But anyway, if we bring this into the plasma flame, if we want to call it that, it doesn't seem to go on fire. It just melts it. So this was a straight edge of polystyrene, and all it's done is melted it. There's no scorch marks, there's nothing. Obviously it's a bit more brittle at the edge, just where it's sort of, you know, it's almost turning back to the sort of unexpanded polystyrene. But yeah, it just doesn't seem to want to go on fire. Now, of course, this could have some sort of fire retardant in it, I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was a little bit odd. But yeah, so it clearly sets things on fire. So, yeah, we'll take it apart now and see what's inside. Now, I know what's inside, so it's relatively interesting, I think. So what we do is take out the one screw in the bottom, and we'll turn it that way because this little metal button is this, you know, it's just held in purely by the dimensions of the innards, if you like. And then we take it out, and there's a little rubber dot on the bottom there which just stops it from rattling about inside. And there we have our innards. So there's not too much to write home about. We've got a small lithium package here, a lithium battery. See if I can pop it out without setting on busting it into flames. Yeah, we can see it's a 3.7 volts, as they always are, and that's 220 milliamp hours. We've got a small PCB, and it is quite tight, all this, so I don't want to move it around too much for risk of damaging it again. But we've got a coil here. Now this is, it's really probably quite difficult to see. You can maybe just make out there. I think there's two coils in here to drive the two arcs, if you like, because there's so a couple of inputs. Basically, they're both they're both common. So if you like, they're both driving at the same time, but there's two sides of the. This is really hard to explain. Not hard. I'm having trouble explaining this to you. I do apologise. Basically, we've got two arcs which gives us a cross. So each coil can sort of produces one arc. So we've got two inputs on these enamelled copper wires, which you can probably just make out through that hole there, and we've got 4 outputs, so 2 for each arc, and these are the clear plastic shrouded enamelled copper wires. This is a dead switch here. You can just see, because it's open, it is touching onto that metal plate just in there. You can probably just see it reflecting, and if I close it, you will see, hopefully, yeah, you see that with the end of this blue wire, you can probably just make out a gap, and when it opens, you know, it shorts onto that and completes the circuit, allowing the unit to function like so. Onto the actual board itself, we've obviously got a micro USB socket, and there's a couple of packages. I think these are MOSFETs. I'm not entirely sure. There's no part numbers on them, but I'm kind of thinking that's probably what it's going to be. A few resistors, I think. A little charging chip. Surface mount LED. Little what's that? I can't make out the resistance on that one. Just seeing if we can see the charging chip. No, so there's maybe a better view of the board. I'll bring it down slightly. Yeah, not a lot to it, but it seems to function okay. Let's see, a little bit of an oddity with it not working some of the time and then working again. Not sure why that is, but yeah, I thought it was worth taking apart and showing you, because it's, like I say, I've never seen one before. Now I did actually give these guys a Google, Plazmatic and this Plazmatic X, and these are coming in at around $50 plus shipping. I didn't look too hard to see if there's any UK distributors, but yeah, that seemed to be about the price. And reassembling it, fairly straightforward. We just pop that in, and there's a single screw on the bottom. And there we go. And as you see, still working. Oh, I think it must be running out of battery now. Yeah, you can just see it's flashing there. So of course, if you're using this for smoking, you're using it for a couple of seconds, if that, you know, if you're a heavy smoker, 20 or 30 times a day, I suppose. So a little short burst like that is not going to run down the battery, but clearly I've been using it quite a lot, so not sure how long the battery lasts at full charge. I had this on charge for about an hour, but yeah, that's pretty much it. The Plazmatic X Plasma lighter. Yeah, what do you think of that? Any thoughts or comments, please put them in down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe as always. Hope to see you again soon for another video. Until then, take care of yourselves and all the best.